Okay, the last problem for Chapter 1 in the exam review is about the normal distribution. So the first thing we have to do is draw the curve. So the curve, you recall, is a hill. And you put a bar at the bottom, and you put a middle line. And then we're going to put 3 lines on the left of the mean, and 3 bars on the right of the mean. Now we have to fill in the values. Okay, so the values come from the data they gave us. They said the mean is 45, so that goes in the center, and the standard deviation is 5. So we're going to subtract the standard deviation from the left side and fill in the bars, and we're going to add the standard deviation to the right side and fill in those bars. So 45 minus 5 is 40, minus 5 is 35, minus 5 is 30. And on this side I will add 5. So 45 plus 5 is 50, plus 5 is 55, plus 5 more is 60. Now you've completed part 1. Now if you recall, in order to answer the rest of the problems, you need to know those breakdown percentages. So if you remember, it's 34% from the first standard deviation away from the mean. It's 13.5% here for the second side, 2%, and 0.5%. And then that repeats on the other side. So that would be 34%, 13.5%, 2%, and 0.5%. And when you add all of those values up, you should have a total of 100%. Now we're ready to answer the questions. So part B. What percent? So now that I know the percentages, all I have to do is add those up. So what percent of the data is less than 50? So I found 50, and I want to add up all these percentages that are less than 50. And that would be 0.5 plus 2 plus 13.5 plus 34 plus 34. And when you do that, you get 84%. It asked me for a percent. I have a percent as an answer. I'm done. 7C is exactly the same, but now you're going to pick the values between 35 and 55. So from here to here. Okay? And those values are 13.5, 34, 34, and 13.5. And when you add those together, you get 95%. Again, what percent? Answers a percent. Part D. Part D says, well, how many men are older than 55? So we first have to find the percentage, and then we're going to have to do something with it. So how many men are older than 55? We come here to 55, and we see that it's 2 plus 0.5, so it's 2.5%. Convert the percent to a decimal. That means move the decimal 2 places to the left. So you get 0.025. Multiply by the total number of men in the chart. That's going to be 500. And you're going to get a value of 12.5. Recall that we can't have half of a living being, so you can either drop off the 0.5, truncate it, or you can round by rounding up. So either answer, 12 or 13 men, would be acceptable as an answer to that. Again, it said how many, and you told me how many. And finally, 7E, same type of question, how many men are younger than 60? Well, all of these are younger than 60, everything except for that 0.5. So when you add up all of those decimals, I get 99.5%. Convert the percent to a decimal, move that decimal 2 places to the left, and you get 0.995. Multiply by the total number of men in that survey, which would be 500. And you get 497.5. Once again, we want to round or truncate, so either 497 or 498 men would be an acceptable answer. All right, that completes the Chapter 1 material, and we'll move on to Chapter 3 material in the next videos.